back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So a listener today asked me if I had ever dated a crazy bitch or been in a crazy relationship. And I'm like, yes, of course. They're all fucking crazy. Every guy in the history of humanity has exclusively only dated crazy bitches. And crazy bitches have only ever dated assholes. That's what there is in the world. There's crazy bitches and there's assholes. That's it. And if you think you found one that isn't a crazy bitch or isn't a fucking asshole, just give it a minute. You'll see. There is only crazy bitches and there is only assholes. It just depends on the degree of which they are. When I met my wife, I thought I'd found one. I thought I had found one that wasn't a crazy bitch. But it didn't take long for me to realize, oh, you're one too. And if you're one, everyone is one. I don't think she ever thought I wasn't an asshole though. I made that clear from the very beginning. I wasn't hiding much. But I did think about it today, the relationships I was in before I got married. And I can't blame anyone else in those relationships besides myself. I was the one bringing all the crazy to the table. And what happens is, when you're fucking crazy, you attract crazy. You attract what you like. That's just how it is. Junkies end up with junkies. Alcoholics end up with alcoholics. Furries end up with furries. Female bodybuilders end up with skinny dweebs. It's the natural order of things. I just got accidentally lucky with my wife that we met in that year I was off the booze. So she didn't realize she was marrying a fucking psychotic alcoholic. She soon figured it out, but by then it was too late. My previous relationship, though, was like 12 years ago. The one before my wife. 12 fucking years ago. Jesus Christ. That was pretty tumultuous, but again, I'm going to have to fucking take all the blame for that one because it was really me. I was the crazy one in that relationship, and my crazy drew out her crazy, and it just wasn't fucking healthy. It wasn't a healthy relationship. And on top of that, if I'm going to be honest, I was trying to have my cake and eat it as well. It was during the uni days, and I wanted to have some fucking fun during uni. But I also wanted to have a girlfriend as well for the down periods. So a one-night stand turned into something casual that turned into something a little bit more serious. And then we ended up exclusively dating, except we didn't tell anyone. I'm like, keep this fucking quiet. Oi, don't tell anyone. And she's like, you better not fucking tell anyone either. I'm like, don't worry about me. I'm not telling anyone. So I just wanted it both ways. I was being greedy. I was being your typical fucking asshole. This is actually how we got together. I'm not really keen on telling this story, but I'm in it now, and I have nothing else to talk about tonight, except I killed a fly earlier, and I saw a redback spider. But you can't make a whole fucking podcast on that, and now I'm telling stories I don't want to fucking tell. So one night we're at this bar in Bathurst where I went to uni called the Oxford. Great bar, got into like 5 fights there, picked up some absolute monsters there as well. So I'd been hooking up with my ex for a while, but we weren't exclusive or anything like that. We were pretty close to exclusive. Maybe I told her, you need to be exclusive and I'll just do whatever the fuck I want. Something dodgy. So my ex was at the bar and I'd also been hooking up with this other girl. And actually, it just so happens she was a crazy bitch. So I head out to the Ox this night. My ex is there. And this other girl that I've been hooking up with is there as well. And I'm like, I should probably just leave. But I was like, fuck it, I don't want to leave. I'm at the fucking Ox. So the night rolls on a bit and this other girl wants to hook up with me. And I'm going, no, I can't. And she's like, why? And I'm like, my ex is here. I don't want to do it in front of her. And to me, I thought that was fucking brilliant. That was just off the cuff. I was just riffing. I'm like, yeah, my fucking ex is here. And then she goes, oh, who's your ex? And for some fucking dumb reason, I pointed out my ex. Does that make sense? So the girl who I was pretending was my ex, who ended up being my girlfriend, who ended up being my ex. I pointed her out. And then she walked off and I didn't even think about it. And I was very proud of myself. I was like, that was genius, Boyle. About 10 minutes later, they both walk over and they're like, what the fuck have you been doing? And I'm like, what? But they're doing it with good humor for some reason. And I start smiling. I'm like, fuck, you caught me. So what happened was the girl I was hooking up with went up to my ex, who I was in a casual relationship with at the time. She went up to her and goes, "Are you David's ex?" And my ex goes, "No, I'm David's girlfriend," which she wasn't at the time. I don't think. I'm pretty sure she wasn't. I'm pretty sure this is how the story went down. I'm pretty sure this is what happened. That whole period was very fucking blurry. So anyway, from what I recall, they come over and they're actually in pretty good humor about it. I pull the other girl who I was hooking up with to the side and I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I should have fucking told you, but I thought we were just doing whatever." And she kept on yelling at me, but she ended up being fine with it. It was uni days. Everything was going on. And then I pulled my eventual girlfriend, my ex, to the side. And I'm like, "Sorry about that too." She was actually kind of cool about it. She didn't really care, which was a very fucking disturbing sign. And I'm like, "I'm sorry. Let's just be exclusive now. Enough of this bullshit. Let's just proper date." And she's like, "Okay." Like, not even keen. And I don't blame her. So I sort of forced the relationship onto her that she was half interested in and that I was half going to keep to. And what happened was, because I was such an insecure, low self-esteem, alcoholic, fucking degenerate, is I began getting fucking crazy jealous of her. Like, I thought she was cheating all the time. She did actually hook up with one of my best friends, but he said it was very difficult to do. He said he tried all morning and she rejected him for about 4 hours. And then finally he got a pash from her. And I know the moves that cunt has. And to resist that cunt for that long would have been quite the effort. But I still thought they fucked. And then I hooked up with one of her friends. And it was just very messy. But we both knew deep down the whole time that we were not right for each other. It was pretty clear. But I take the blame for all of that. It was all my fucking shit. I was the fucking crazy one. I was very immature. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know what the fuck I was about. But yeah, I also didn't know I was going there tonight. So I'm going to fucking end it right now. And I'll see you the fuck later.